Good morning, and thank you, Melvin. As Melvin has already indicated, my name is Happy Sithole. I am the Center Manager for the National Integrated Cyber Infrastructure, and I welcome you all to the 16th Annual National Conference. So we come from a long way, the 16th. So we started off very small and we are growing. First of all, I want to thank the DDG, Mr. Imran Patel, from the Department of Science and Innovation for making the time, and also with your words, giving us more things to think about so that during the course of this conference, we can take that into consideration. And colleagues here, I think that in your deliberations, what has been put out, you will include that. Before I go on, I want to introduce the master of ceremony, what's the program director. Yes, so maybe Melvin, who's been standing here, Melvin Christophers. He's the new addition to the National Integrated Cyber Infrastructure. He is the new director for the Center for High Performance Computing. I think that us all welcome him. So I guess from the research community now, you know, when the systems don't work, you know where to go to. If it works, come to me with the accolades. And I would also like to welcome all our speakers. Always, I would like to highlight this part because we might not be aware of the sacrifices that our speakers, especially from internationally, make to come to our conference. Just 2 weeks ago, it was a supercomputing conference. There are two main events in the world on high performance computing. One taking place around May, June in Europe, in Germany, various parts of Germany, and the other one taking place in November, and that's in the US, in various parts of the US. So it just happened 2 weeks ago. And after that, then we have got Thanksgiving for those in the US. But in between all that, they still come down here to come and sit with us because they understand the value of this conference. The value of this conference is for us to share with the people in the continent the developments in high performance computing. And we can't be sitting here only sharing with ourselves. We want also the international community to come and share with us. So I really appreciate the efforts that they are making, and we welcome you. And again, all our users, HPC users, you are the people who make us to have this conference, because in this conference, you share with us again what you are doing, all the important projects that you are doing that demonstrate the need for high performance computing. Like Mr. Patel indicated, it took a long time because the first thing they were just testing, checking on, will this thing be able to work? And you are the people who wrote the business case to say, we had a little bit, we want more, and hence high performance computing continue to grow. And I would like to urge you to share in this conference so that you can be able to demonstrate that impact that high performance computing continue to deliver. And I would like to also thank the NICIS team for putting this conference. Sandra and CHPC, Dirisa, the team from NICIS. Colleagues, our aim is to move this conference around the country to make sure that we can be able to touch all the parts of this country, to introduce high performance computing, but also to make people also have an opportunity to meet with all the delegates here in various parts of the country. And this year we were supposed to be going to Mpumalanga. So this changed, and within a short space of time, the team managed to recover. We have this conference here today. So I think that was because of the maturity in the team, but also the dedication, because they had to work around the clock. And I would like to thank them for putting this together under the leadership of Werner, who is the coordinator of the organizing team. I'd like us to give them a big hand. Now, with all the students, Mr. Patel indicated about the competitions. One of the key objectives of this conference is to make sure that we push, as our theme talks about, sustainability. Sustainability is not going to be reached with gray hairs like me going forward. They can only give guidance, but we need fresh legs, we need new ideas, and investment into the young people is very key to this conference. And hence, in this conference, you will see that there are the student competitions. First, student cluster competition that get the student to build supercomputers, design, and be able to run and produce some meaningful work out of that. We also have got the competition, which is the datathon. This is where the students think about the challenges that we see today and how can data be able to be used. I was quite intrigued when I talked to the students and I asked them, what are the challenges that you are going to be addressing? And passionately, they started introducing me to what they will be doing. Some they were talking about cyberbullying, some were talking about load shedding, some were talking about crime and all those things. And when I looked at the list of the challenges that they are going to solve with data, the first thing that I asked them is, are you having access to the data? And a lot of them, they could be able to know where to find the data. So that was a good point, because before you solve a challenge, you need to know, where am I going to get my input? And they seem to know where they're getting that. I offered my assistance. I said, in case we have got a problem, please reach out. I left my mobile number with them. My mobile has never rung from them. So it looks like they're sailing through. But looking at the whole suite of the challenges that they want to solve, I told them, by the end of this week, our president, the Honorable Matamela, he will have some sleep. Because you guys, if you solve all these problems, the president will be a happy man. So we really wish these students to do well in that, and please stop by at their competitions, understand what they are solving. What I want to also indicate is that as much as we focus on undergraduate students to do this work, this year in particular, what is interesting is that we have got high school students, grade 11, grade 10. And that comes from a school just around the corner in Pretoria, Souls Ridge High School. So these students, they are part of this challenge, and they are taking their brothers from university competing with them. So we wish them well, and I would like to encourage also other high schools who are here. Our friends from Tembisa, welcome. I see that there was a little bit of delay in transportation, but you are here. We are really looking forward to hosting you today. So these are the grade 10s, grade 11s again. And the whole objective with this conference And why we are moving around the country is that we can reach young people like this one so that they can understand the role of cyber infrastructure. They will be introduced to different aspects. And one thing that we have been talking about is that we want to make sure that coding becomes fashionable. And I think at some point, Dr. Ngaba is here. He might be talking about this challenge that we want to reach. He's got a big goal that he wants us to get to say in each and every family, there must be a coder. Because when we look at the jobs of the future, if there's no one who can code, then that person, you won't be able to find a job. So if each and every family has got a person who can code, we are guaranteed that in that family, there will be somebody who will get a job and we can be able to sustain ourselves. So these are the kids, Dr. Ngaba. I think talk to them and introduce them to this idea. So hopefully there will be the people who will be able to take the banner forward. I would like to come to our sponsors. This conference in the past 16 years, I think it was only in the first year where we had our sponsor being the Department of Science and Technology then, the Department of Science and Innovation, and was the sponsor of this conference. But since after that, we have seen private sector seeing the value in this. And all the sponsors, TDG, they are the return. They have been with us in most of these 16 years because they have realized the value in this. And I hope that we will continue providing value for you through this conference. One thing that our sponsors bring in this, through this financial assistance, we are able to bring keynote speakers to this conference, pay for their flights, pay for their accommodation, but also bringing in the students. The students also from universities, we pay for their registration and travel to this conference. The other thing that the sponsors have done, besides increasing the number of people attending the conference, is also increasing the quality. For an example, if we look at the sponsor like Gaussian is specifically looking at the people who are utilizing high performance computing and they're looking at the quality of what they get. So since that time, we see that our users are bringing their A game and they are able to showcase what they are doing. So it's no longer just about, I am just using HPC, because with those analysis, we look at a number of other things that make sure that the quality work comes out. So these are some of the things that our sponsors bring. But also, I think the other thing is to make sure that there is inclusivity. There has been like sponsorships that encourages women to be part of this. And this is what we appreciate about our partners. So today, I think we are talking about around 600 delegates in this conference, about 15% of that online. It's then it was 600 counting. So we really appreciate your attendance to this conference. Colleagues, I would like to talk a little bit about what we do in high performance computing. I would like to sit here and say, you know, through these deliberations, a lot has moved because of the challenges which were put in this conference. I remember in the second conference where we brought in the square kilometer array, and the SKA said, we require an exascale machine. They did not even know what form of a machine will look like. And that was around 2009. And at that time, we were still, I think we were just pushing through the first petascale machine. which was Ranger at that time. And already they were saying, the world needs exascale machine because we need that. And you ask them, how does it look, the exascale machine look like? They didn't even know. What type of processor is that? But the community said, we need this. So that is the importance that South Africa put to the high performance computing community. And I would say today now, with that, around 2009, which was pushed, we have seen the success of the first exascale systems now coming. Because since then, the industry has been pushing, looking at reaching that objective, which was set by South Africa. So I think we need to be proud about what South Africa has been doing during that time in influencing what needs to be built on HPC systems. And this now, it comes at the right time because with the square kilometer array now rolling out from 2025, we will be ramping up on that. But again, as I indicated, there is also success in building the research community. Today, almost all areas of science and engineering domains in the country now utilize high performance computing. When we go to the user forum, you will see all those areas that are covering the high performance computing. But we're also looking at, we don't just want to be the consumers of high performance computing. We also want to contribute. And through the support again of the Department of Science and Innovation, we have got now some programs that we allocate into research that are leading into high performance computing. It's only starting. We have got programs that are dealing, for an example now, starting to work on quantum computing, starting cautiously looking at applications, getting people to be able to code on quantum and access to quantum computing. So those are some of the things that we are looking at. Plans for the future. We are a growing HPC community. As I said, we put a goal. We want an exascale system, but we are going to go according to also what our fiscus allows us. Today in South Africa, we have got 1 petaflop machine that has been running. And I think with our experience and the resilience of the system, the machine has been running for more than 8 years now. And we are in a process to expand this machine. And we will be looking at getting 4 times that capacity, but taking that to 10 petaflop by 2025 because of what is required. But obviously, we're looking at the use and the scientific community. We might be going over that, but these are the realistic targets that we are putting. The other things, as I said here, it is not just about high performance computing. From the networking point of view, we have got our team on the South African National Research Network on Sandra, and we are consolidating our backbone in the country to make sure that the users around the country have got access to these facilities. So our backbone today is 100 gigs, and we are also making sure that we have got capacity internationally, investment in the works, and also getting redundancy on CCOM. So those are the things so that we can be able to collaborate with the rest of the world. Our also sister organization that is looking at the data intensive research. As I said, we have got the datathons that will be participating also in this conference. We have demonstrated to the world that South Africa is a country that values data. And by that, the announcement that the International Data Week will be hosted here in South Africa, in Cape Town, in 2027. I think that demonstrates that the work on data is very important for the continent. By the way, this decision comes because we have demonstrated already that as a continent, we can be able to deliver good quality conferences on Data Week. In 2018, we hosted this meeting in Botswana, and very successfully. And 2027, we will be having this. So we invite you to start thinking about how you work with us in going into that. We are not an island as the country and as the continent, so we have got plans to collaborate with the rest of the world. Today, I can announce that the discussions now on the global open science clouds, and this, I think our colleague, Dr. Kaleja here from Cambridge again, this whole thing of federating the clouds, it started again with the square kilometer array. Because we looked at this to say, how are we going to get an exaflop machine? And maybe one of the things is to build the supercomputers all over the world and federate them. And that will be the only way to get an exaflop machine. So the whole thing of federation of the clouds and OpenStack started again from this challenge of the square kilometer array. And today we have got now the OpenStack. It has been working very well. It's delivering different services. And we are looking at this global open science cloud that we're linking up the cloud systems around the world. And we are in those discussions. And again, the colleagues from international who are here would like to put some test beds for the global open science. As I conclude, I would like to thank one person. I think Mr. Patel mentioned the colleagues who've been working with us in GSI. Dr. Daniel Adams. Dr. Daniel Adams is now retiring. And I don't know what is the word retiring, Dr. Adams, because I think we still have got lots of plans for you. But whatever that meaning is, he would, my description of that is that he wouldn't be forced to wake up at 8 o'clock anymore, so, but we can wake him up some other time in the day. So Dr. Adams would really like to thank you for your contribution to the growth of this meeting, the growth of cyber infrastructure in general in South Africa. You have made sure that you are our champion in the boardrooms whenever they are talking about the resources, and internationally also, making sure that you crisscross the world and talk about NICIs, finding partnerships for NICIs. And I think with all the arrangements, we will be making the special extension for Dr. Adams. But with that, I would like to really give Dr. Adams a round of applause for the. With that, program director, I see that you are about just to drag me out of the stage. I would like to thank you for your patience and opportunity, and I'm looking forward for the program today, colleagues. Thank you.